guys? We all right?
Yeah, good, thank you. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Have we digested the game from Arsenal yet? Are we in a better place than we were on Saturday yet?
A lot of tablets.
A lot of tablets. Oh, it wasn't pretty, was it?
Yeah.
It wasn't pretty.
I think the United defeat last night made it a bit easier.
That is a really good point. I was going to come on to that. I'm glad you mentioned that first. It's always good when United lose, isn't it? Especially on Saturday night and Sunday morning, all the United fans giving it large. And for them to lose in such a way with David the Poppadom in net was brilliant. I tell you what, if they don't bring Henderson back from Sheffield, they're doing something drastically wrong, however much they're paying David Gea. It's ridiculous, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what do we think of the Arsenal? Dan, we'll go with you first, pal. We watched the game, and we didn't talk for very long after it, did we? Now we've had a couple of days to digest what happened. I've not seen a worse City performance at Wembley since the game where we got beat by Wigan in 2013. And it's hard to say that. It's very hard to say that. But what's your after thoughts of the game?
Well, that sums it up on my thoughts slightly. It felt like the through the game, and those are the words I used. And it was.
You can't mean that, can you? You can't mean we're through the game.
I didn't. I don't. But I'm sure many out there can understand my thoughts saying that, because it looked like it. It really did. There was no fight in it at all. To put it in perspective, I am probably Gundogan's biggest critic. You'll all agree with that, won't you?
Yeah, I'll sign to that, pal.
And I said he was our best player that night. First player that comes off, Gundogan. That fed into the mentality that Guardiola thought, if we lose this, we can just concentrate on the Champions League. It's not the manager he is, but it came across that way. Take off your best player. And, yeah, I don't... I'm speechless with it, to be fair.
Liv, what was your take of the game?
Well, me and my dad were discussing it before, and we were just saying it looked like one team wanted it and one team couldn't really be bothered.
Yeah.
Like, in particular, the second goal, I put a picture of it on Twitter before. Kyle Walker, the one player on that pitch that could have caught up with Aubameyang down the wing, just couldn't be bothered. And I think that summed up the whole team's mentality on Saturday. I just don't think they had it in them.
You did. You posted it out on Twitter, didn't you? And if I remember rightly, we had two players well out of position and everyone else in position, but far too far away to be able to do anything about it. So, yeah, I completely empathise with that. And the thing that worries me a little bit, Dave, hi, pal, you all right, matey? Nice to see you, buddy.
Yeah, doing well. Yeah, all good.
The thing that worries about me with this is in 2013, City got beat against Wigan. And I said to you at half time, didn't I? I've not seen a better performance of this at Wembley since Wigan. That was at half time. So obviously another 45 minutes added on to that. Mancini left after that. You don't think there's any kind of undertones with what I'm thinking there, do you? Because I'm not going to say it, obviously. But you don't think there's any undertones with the players there to why we performed so badly, or do you think it's something completely different?
God, I would hope that he'll at least see out his contract as far as I'm concerned, but I'm not convinced he's going to stay any longer than 12 months, to be perfectly honest. I really only think we've got him for another 12. Do you think that because we gave him such a battering when we came back after the break, do you think it was one of those games where they just think they had to show up? And that's why there was just no commitment, because we see that from time to time, not necessarily with City, but just teams in general, that they think we've just got to show up here and we'll beat them. Was there that kind of attitude going on Saturday?
There seemed to be with City, but then I look at that and I think if I was to say that, I think I'd be doing a real big disservice to Arsenal there, because Aubameyang played well, Tierney played well. Here's Tierney, isn't it? David Luiz, Martinez played well. David Luiz had an absolute barnstormer compared to what it was like when he gave us the game the other week. He was a different man. He just seemed like a completely different character. It looked like he's been given a bollocking from the boss saying, if you don't perform tomorrow, you're out of a job. And he gave absolutely everything for that Arsenal shirt. And we just didn't seem to be at the races.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? Because Arsenal, we beat them 3-0. Very, very similar team to when we beat them in the league. Credit to them, yeah, they scored 2 goals without reply, but at the same time, we were atrocious. You can give them credit all you want. We were just not there. You know, like I said, David Luiz had a good game. That shows how poor the opposition team is. If David Luiz is having a really good game. And Gundogan was the best player.
Go on, you love Gundogan, really, Dan. Don't melancholy it up.
Yeah.
Let's focus on Arsenal.
Dave, I said to you, didn't I? I got the feeling Arsenal didn't win it. City lost it. I think if City turned up, we would have won it. We would have won it. And Liv, you're nodding there. I hope you agree, because it's City can beat anybody on that day, and we just didn't.
Yep.
And the only positive I can take from it, the only measly, very little positive I can take from it, is we've got a couple of weeks now till the Madrid game, where I'm really hoping that we can't perform like that. If we perform against that, like Real Madrid, current La Liga champions, how many games in the bounce have they won? 10, something like that.
10 games on the bounce.
We're going to get a royal spanking from
we are
from the Spanish lot, and we've got to play better. And I think we will. I think we'll come out. I think we'll beat Madrid. I think we'll beat Madrid. I'm highly confident of that. I know many people won't be looking into this. Liv, what's your thoughts of what the players will be thinking now after that game? Because they can't be happy with that, can they?
I think half of them will give up, and then half of them will absolutely be thinking, right, let's go out and smash it against Watford and against Madrid and against Norwich. Like 50% of me thinks against Madrid we're going to smash them because Pep Guardiola's not going to have it.
Yeah.
But then another half of them is thinking, well, if we can't beat women Arsenal and David Luiz, how are we going to go up against them? I don't really.
Yeah. How are you going to get past Ramos?
Yeah. Like.
Well, he's not playing.
It depends what mood they're going to be in.
Oh, he's not playing. What, is he banned?
Suspended, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a big plus for us, because he's probably been La Liga's player of the season.
It's funny, Liv, you talk about Watford, because obviously we're playing them tomorrow, and it's funny. I know nothing rides on that game at all, but I can't see anything but us absolutely spanking Watford. I think we're going to be burnt. I think the players are going to be.
I hope so. Like I hope we batter them. Like last time we played them 8-0, time before that 6-0. I hope we get a result
7.
similar to that. Yeah, go 7, go 9. Like anything like that, just to prove that we're not. Because we got a load off the back of this game, of everyone on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. I just want to get a good result, just to prove everyone that we're not rubbish. Like
we're not done. Yeah, we've got more to do this year. Dave, what have you seen over in the States? Have you seen anything in the way of the press with relation to City getting beaten by Arsenal? Has been anything coming out there?
No, there's actually quite a lot of Arsenal fans in the States. So, they've just been real. Honestly, Dan, there's a lot of Arsenal fans here. So they always do. All the NBC Sports and Fox Soccer Channel are basically the big channels here for watching, and they're trying to do like BBC and BBC Sports and stuff of having these groups, getting together and commentating on the game, and it does tend to be more Arsenal fans than anything else. So yeah, I think honestly they were just happy at how well the Arsenal actually played. They weren't really giving City a load of crap for playing badly. They were more just happy that Aubameyang and David Luiz, as you said, they just played an excellent game. And I've seen quite a few articles now about how Arteta really just set up his team incredibly well to go against Pep. The other thing that I was going to mention as well is what I've not seen in the 4 years Pep's been manager now. This is the first time I've ever seen him come out and say it is not my job to motivate the players. And I read that.
I'm glad you've mentioned that. I've not read the article today. Do you remember what he said?
Yeah, he said, basically, like the headline said it all. He basically said, I shouldn't have to, with the experience of these players. They're all internationals. They're all fighting for cups, to be, the first name on the team sheet. It's not my job additionally to actually motivate them as well. And we've talked about this over the months and years about, having that leader in the dressing room, for the motivator. And I think, again, it goes back to company that we missed, or Delph or Zabaleta, that real motivator in the dressing room, much as we absolutely adore David Silva and Fernandinho and De Bruyne. They're obviously not that dressing room influence like those other players I mentioned were. And that's what Pep's saying. that's not my job to do that. You're getting paid 300 grand a week. Does that not motivate you enough to go out and perform for the fans? So read the article. It's very good.
I will read it, and I can understand it from both sides of the opinion, actually. If someone paid me to do X job, then I'd like to think X job would be done to the absolute best of my ability, not as complacent. Yeah. Liv, what's your thoughts on that?
I was just going to say about the fact that it's not his job to motivate them. Like today, he's been announced the Ballon d'Or's cancelled this year. Is that going to affect Kevin De Bruyne's performance in the Champions League? What's he got to, apart from the City winning it, he's really not got anything personal to fight for. He was up there with the people that could potentially win it.
No, that's a really good point. I still don't understand. Is that purely because the French league's been cancelled then? Because no one from France was up for it.
It's related to all the coronavirus stuff, but I think it's a load of rubbish. If we're still going to do the Champions League games and stuff, surely the Ballon d'Or should still be there. I don't really get it, but
that's got all the hallmarks of it's my ball, I'm going home, nobody else is playing. Thank you very much. Which is a bit bonkers, really, isn't it?
Honestly, I don't like the guy, but I feel gutted for a player like Ramos, because he has had an absolutely incredible season for Real Madrid. And if they do beat us and they go on and win the Champions League, which I think they can do, then that's it. There's barely ever any defenders who've won Ballon d'Or. It's always Ronaldo or Messi, or whatever. I feel bad. I completely agree with Liv that this just isn't right. Why are they taking it away? We're all still playing games. All the
they've been training every day in lockdown. They've been working. It's not like they've just been sat at home doing nothing. Like they have fought throughout lockdown to get back to full fitness so they can carry on playing and do more.
Have they given a reason why they've stopped it?
I just saw the headlines, not properly functioned.
Because I mean, the likes of Lewandowski has been phenomenal this season, hasn't he? So you've got to be. I can't think of one player in the French league that would be in a chance of winning it. That's the only I can see them cancelling it is purely logistical of having the competition final and all the rest of it, the draw. But to stop it completely just seems a bit bonkers for me. That I don't get that. But will it affect Kevin De Bruyne? God, I hope not, because we've still got the Champions League to play for, haven't we? Yeah. If you were Kevin De Bruyne, you'd have the Champions League over the Ballon d'Or. You'd rather the Champions League.
I think he's mature enough.
Yeah, he's a leader, isn't he? He's a leader.
Yeah.
No, I get that completely. And one big disappointment for me from the Arsenal match was our front three. If there was ever a game to advertise to our owners that we need a striker, another striker, that was that game in abundance. So I don't know which one of you three want to talk about this, but I seem to have been talking about this the last couple of days with my mates about City just needing Jesus isn't a backup striker. Sergio Aguero gets injured again. Where's that goal?
Last striker that's going to be 100% each game that we can depend on. Because I don't really trust him, Jesus, enough. Really, I don't. Do you know what I mean? I don't really feel confident enough for him to be playing every single game once Aguero leaves as our number one.
Does City need to be a bit jealous of United having this conveyor belt of young strikers coming through their academy, the Greenwoods, the Rashfords? Because Greenwood's going to be better than Rashford. Greenwood's going to be an England striker, whether we like it or not at some point.
He's probably going to the Euros next year.
Do you know what? He could just well do that. I won't put it past him. And what is, from a City point of view, who's the next up and coming through the City's ranks? I'm ashamed to say I can't think of one academy player that I could think of.
No, we don't. I was saying this the other week that's something that our academy somewhat have struggled with. For the longest time is we tend to produce good goalkeepers, good defenders, good midfielders. But you can kind of count on one hand the number of really good strikers that we have produced. With Kelechi Iheanacho, who's not there anymore, Daniel Sturridge. I wish he'd stayed at City. He went on Chelsea and Liverpool and did pretty well for himself, won some cups. But apart from that, I'm struggling already with who we've got in. My overriding concern is, Liv, I was saying this the other week, that we're not going to get Mbappe. We're not going to get Haaland, who arguably are the two best strikers in the world right now, and maybe throw Martinez into Milan. Do you think that, we need a striker, but we're not just going to go out and buy someone just for the sake of it, that we might have to wait another 12 12, even 24 months before that striker that we need becomes available.
And that's the worrying thing for me, because there has been rumours that Sergio's going to be offered a new contract, which then tells me you're spot on. Dan, what's your thoughts about this?
Well, we brought it up in a previous podcast, haven't we? Who can replace Aguero? Well, other than Lewandowski, Cavani, maybe. You know, you could throw Messi into that mix if you want as a centre forward. Replacing Aguero is a near on impossible task.
Yeah,
and the players that are capable of doing it are, if not similar age or older. There's no one there. I still think Jesus isn't a striker. And Tom, you had a go at me almost about this. I still see him, if he was given the left wing role, he would thrive in that left wing role rather than striker. He's just built for the left wing. He's got the speed. He's got the dribble. It'll help him with the offside as well. The offside is the pain in the ass in Jesus's
born offside
decision making. He was though, isn't he? You know, if he
like Nicholas Anelka. Do you ever watch Nicholas Anelka?
Yeah.
God,
he was prone.
He was born up with a midwife with an offside flag in the room.
But no, who can you go for? That Martinez, I always wipe him out because he never wants to come to the Premier League because he's an absolute tit, basically.
Who's that?
Martinez. He don't want to come to the Premier League because he's scared he'll get tackled.
Don't start the negativity, because if he signs for us, you'll be backtracking on this. That could.
If he signs for us, I'd be happy if he signs for us. He's a quality striker, but at the same time, he's the biggest wimp I've ever heard.
Yeah, but
his words. He don't want to come to the Premier League in case he gets tackled and he's out for a couple.
Can you show me that article where he said that?
I'll find it for you.
Find that for me. I'll buy you a pint if you can find it for me.
Yeah. Pay me a pint. It's me, half a pint, and I'll be out of it.
I can't believe a footballer of any capacity would turn down the opportunity to earn X amount of $100,000 from City just because they don't like the weather, they don't like the Premier League. I find that extremely hard. I think that's all paper talk, mate. I think you need to. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. So yeah, find that article for me, and I would gladly send you £5, however how much a pint is in York. In fact, it's probably about £10 in York for a pint, isn't it? I've been there many a night.
We tend to nick them.
So the worrying thing for me is we're going into the Madrid game. The great thing for me is going into the Madrid game is I've seen Sergio Aguero on Instagram. He's training. He's getting back to fitness. He's up and running. Thank God. That's amazing. But we need more than him to score the goals. And City have never relied on just one person to score the goals. But we just weren't at the races. Our front three or front six in most of the game against Arsenal, because of the amount of possession we had, just didn't seem to be able to find the net because Arsenal were just too strong for us. So where are the goals coming from against Madrid? Edison free kick.
There you go.
I think that at City we've become very, very spoiled with Aguero. Like anything less than Aguero, we're going to compare it to him. And so, like, anybody could be signed and we'll still be saying, oh, they're not an Aguero. So it's going to be hard, whoever we sign and whoever plays any game for us, I think. Because we have so spoiled and we've got so many good goals and so many good memories from Aguero.
What's your opinion on Jesus taking over Sergio eventually? Would you be happy with that, or do you think we should push Jesus out to the wing and bring in another striker?
I'd be happy with him playing striker, but I'd like someone else
as an option.
Yeah. Because we can't just have one. Like, what if he gets injured? Who are you going to have then? Because Bernardo the other day, I know, like, he's another goal scorer for us. He scores a lot. His heart wasn't in it on Saturday. I've read a lot about him not playing his best. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
He's had a hit and miss season, Bernardo. He very much so with everything happened with the Mendy incident in the press and such as. But he came back. I think all the players. I think this is why we're so disappointed as City fans, was all the team came back really strong, and we've looked really impressive the last couple of weeks. And then just the Arsenal game was just a massive sucker punch for us. And I think the players were too expectant to go in and win because we've done so well against Arsenal. Probably cocky, yeah. It's disappointing that if they were.
Going in thinking we're going to win it, and so we don't have to.
Yeah.
That's
It's disappointing if they were.
overriding concern. We should never be like that. I never thought we'd be a team that rests on our laurels, that I thought it was always going to be. I know we won the treble last season, but I thought it was always going to be. Well, that's done with now. You know, much as I hate Roy Keane, he was very much like that. He was just, well, that's done. Now it's on to something else. You know, let's win again. And we need every player to be thinking like that. Those medals are in your cabinet now. This is a clean slate. We've got to start all over again. I don't think they did at the weekend.
Yeah, I think it's so not embarrassing for us, but like I know a lot of people on Twitter have been saying, "Oh, we're going to win. Oh yeah, they got the Prem, but we're going to win this. We're going to win that. We're going to win the other." We've won the Carabao this season. We're out of the FA Cup now. Will we win the Champions League? Like we've been mouthing off the past few months about winning all these trophies, and it's not working.
No.
So, as you three stand there looking at me, if City were not to win the Champions League and we end this season with a Carabao Cup and a Charity Shield, is that a successful season with second place?
Yeah. We won a trophy.
Yeah.
Remember, go back 15 years ago, being in the final of any trophy, let alone winning it, was a bonus.
I won't help but feel a bit disappointed. And that's
Yeah, completely disappointed. You know, the team we had, the money we've spent on the team, the manager we've got, the facilities available, we should have performed a hell of a lot better. But I still see us... Yeah, I still see us as that team that, you know, we yes, over the past 2 years have been spoiled with trophies, but we're still a team that's come from a long way from nothing, in essence. You know,
can I ask you something? Can I ask you something about that? And this is something I think about often. How long can we keep saying we're the team that came from nothing? We should be happy with what we've got. It's 10 years since we've been taken over. And City now are, whether Liverpool, United, Arsenal, Chelsea, like or not, City are an elite club now when it comes to finances, stadia, fans, everything else. We're an elite club. What is wrong with City expecting to win and expecting to be the best at everything we possibly do? I'm asking you guys this, but I think myself at this question every time City lose a match. And I'm disappointed and pissed off because I look at it and I look at Twitter. Liv, you know as well as I do. You look at Twitter when City lose; it's never a good thing to do at the best times because it explodes. And people say to me when I put a negative comment about City losing, it's like, "Oh, you're spoiled. You've done this. You've done that. You've done this." And I'm like, "Listen, mate. I've been to Stockport. I was at York away. I've been here, there, and everywhere. I've come from a situation where we have been the worst of the worst." And now, 10 years of being owned by a multi-billionaire, I expect City to win absolutely everything. Actually, yeah, bloody well do. Expect us to win everything because we've got the finances to do it. Why should I be disappointed when we lose against Norwich?
Well, and not only that, Tom, we also have apparently the best ever footballing coach ever.
Exactly. Yeah, so we've got everything that makes up a team that makes me think, do you know what? If we won 4 trophies last year, well, then that is the standard.
We can do it again.
That is the standard again for this year, please. We've got everything we need. Mr. Guardiola, you've got everything you need that you've asked for, potentially, that we don't really know about.
Yeah, I think it's very easy for us to say that, well, we lost Laporte and, you know, so we, you know, our defence wasn't right and, you know, Aguero's, you know, in and out sometimes, you know, with injuries and whatever else. Well, I've said this to you so many times. Guardiola is the highest paid coach in the world. That's his job, to coach world-class players, which is what he has, to fill in for those positions when the Laporte or Aguero or whatever isn't available. We should still be winning the games. How many games have we lost now this season? 10?
9.
10 to go. 11 including Saturday.
It's not acceptable. But the money that he is on and all these plaudits about him being the best coach in the world, he only ever won the Champions League at Barcelona with the best player in the world and with probably the best team ever in the world. He is, as far as I'm concerned, he's still got a lot to prove to me that, all right, Guardiola, let's see what you can do when the chips are down. And,
Yeah,
and he's not done that for me yet.
Yeah, Mr. Guardiola, let's see how we actually perform with our number one defender not playing. What can happen? And you know what? We've had a great season with Fernandinho in that position, but should we really have been in that position in the first place? Something that wasn't right there for me. I'll never question Pep. I will never ever question what that man has done for our club in a million years.
The thing is, though, I hate it when people say like hashtag Pep out when he loses one game.
Oh yeah, I hate stuff like that.
He's got how many trophies in like 3 years? He's done amazing things for the club. Stop booting him down for one mistake. It's so annoying. I hate it.
I completely agree with you. And we came from nothing. Let's face it, we came from nothing. We're in a position now where if you're annoyed, a bit pissed off that City lost the game, fair play. You be annoyed because I am, and I've been going City for a long time. Dave, you've been going City, and Liv, you've been watching. Dan, you've been watching City for a long time. If you want to be annoyed by City losing, damn bloody right. We just need to see a reaction. And I'll dovetail this into the Watford talk now, because I'm fully expecting us to go into Watford tomorrow and absolutely spank them from pillar to post. I want to see a reaction tomorrow, because we've got Watford and then we've got Norwich, haven't we? Final game of the season on Sunday. Is that right?
Yeah.
If we've not put 10 goals past both those clubs, I'll be amazed from the reaction that we normally do. Dan, over to you, mate. What's the score going to be tomorrow? Come on, Dan. Come on, let's have positive Dan back.
I can see a 2-2 draw, to be fair. I'm like, Dave.
Hey, don't do it to me.
Well, what was the score predictions for everyone against Southampton? I know it's Watford, but I hope we batter them, because Watford deserve to be battered after last night.
But with Pearson being sacked, it's an absolute disgrace that Pearson being sacked.
I put the post out as well on our page. It was just 2 games to go as well. 3 points above. You've got City and Arsenal as your final 2 games. You don't want to be messing it up. So, personally, I hope we batter him, because Watford, the owners, deserve to go down. I have no remorse for him. I do think there's going to be, in essence, a comeback from Arsenal. Whether it's big enough, remains to be seen. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win.
2-0 win to City. Liv, what are you thinking for tomorrow?
Past results, like playing Watford, when we start scoring, we don't stop. So I'm going to say 4-5.
Yeah.
Because I think Pep's going to go in at them, at the defence especially, and say up the game.
Yeah,
and
like
I think,
that. Like that.
Once they're off. So 4-5 now.
4-5. Right, we'll say 5-0 from Liz, because obviously let's go for the higher goal. Come on, Dave. What are you thinking?
He's going to go 2-1 loss, isn't he?
Loss. 2-0.
I think Watford will score. I called it at the weekend, Dan. I said that Arsenal had scored, didn't I? I did say that City would win, so I'm going to take a little bit of flack for that, because every time I say that City are going to struggle, City batter teams. So I think Watford will score, but I think we'll win. I think it'll be 3-1.
Well, can you believe, I've got a couple of stats in front of me, guys. Can you believe that City are looking for their 4th consecutive league fixture win in the whole of this campaign tomorrow night? 4th on the bounce win in the league. Whereas last season, the season before, that was
not good enough.
It's just not good enough. You're never ever going to win a league with that form, are you? And that's the underside of it. And we've got to win. We've got to win. And I think we're going to batter him. I've got no hesitation. Kevin De Bruyne's going to break his record. Kevin De Bruyne will play. Kevin De Bruyne will break his record tomorrow night, and Raheem Sterling's going to score as well. So I'm feeling very positive, and that's probably the red wine talking. I should probably never drink before I do these.
Not after the other night.
Not after the other night.
I don't think we've got any injuries, have we, coming out of that game at the weekend? Does he start with that starting 11 and say, right, prove it, or is he going to make some changes?
He'll make 5 or 6 changes. I think he'll make 5 or 6 changes. I think Foden will come in. I think.
Yeah.
Do you know? I think I would not be surprised to see a Howard Bellis in the team, just to prove a point to
I wish Foden had come on earlier the other day.
I
'Cause
do. Why do they leave it so
on
late
now.
to make subs? Why does Pep leave it so late to make substitutions when they're obviously needed by everybody watching the game except him? I mean, he is obviously mentally out there when it comes to the football tactical side of things, but I don't know. Understand, Dave? You've watched games with me, and we both screamed at the television of make the substitution. Why 60 minutes are up, 55 minutes are up? Why are we not making a substitution now? Because we need to change. Why does he wait so long?
I've never ever got.
Is it because he's got no options on the bench? Is it because he's only got one plan?
Yeah, I really think it is. You know, even BBC Text was saying at the weekend that you know, he doesn't have a plan B. This is almost going back to the Pellegrini days of if it wasn't working out, what do we do? And this is where the proof is in the pudding for Guardiola now. That now this isn't as easy. Now we're not centurions. Now teams are coming at us more. Now they're setting themselves up better. How can Guardiola change the tactics a little bit, either before a game or during a game, to actually be successful? And I think certainly this season he's really, really struggled with that.
Yeah. Bonkers. So we're going to go into the Watford game. Substitutions wise, teams wise, Dan, what are you thinking the team's going to be tomorrow? Do you think we're going to make wholesale changes in the view of, because let's face it, the Champions League now is if but maybe it's absolutely everything that comes into the game. So what kind of changes is he going to make? Because he's still going to play a full strength squad, isn't he? Not going to make too many wholesale changes.
Yeah, Edison's no doubt Edison. Rodri has to start.
Yeah,
he has to start. My best mate Cancelo will probably start. Zinchenko on the left. I can still see Laporte playing. He needs to keep building his game time up. You know, the worst thing to do is rest him. You know, lose fitness.
Yeah, agreed.
Probably Ballon d'Or chaser Otamendi will probably be in there.
Do you think he'll go for an Otamendi? Do you not think he'll go for an Otamendi Stones starting lineup?
If he does, he needs to get out the club, does Pep, if he plays Stones and Otamendi again. The last time those two played, Jesus Christ. There wasn't enough booze in the world to let me settle for that.
This is going to sound a bit funny, Dan, but I think he might simply because he wants to put them in the shop window. Like we have 2, 3, maybe more games than that, but maximum of 3 games right now for Otamendi and Stones, hopefully to get a move away from the club.
Did you see that interview with Stones the other day?
Very honest one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Something not right about him. Like he's not the man he was 12 months ago. Dancing around that changing room after we'd won. Like he's not the same. He's got no confidence when he's talking.
Lost his heart, hasn't he?
Yeah, there's something that's not right there. And so in a way, I kind of want him to play just to prove that.
I read a message on Facebook from Andrew Reynolds. Played Jaden Raff. Let's see Raff start. Why not? It's not going to happen, Andrew. I'm sorry to say, but I'd love to see him. Yeah, I completely agree with you, pal. I think now's the time to play him. I think it is, and it's funny with Stones, isn't it? Because he just, when he was being interviewed, Liv, you obviously saw this, and he just didn't. He wasn't smiling. He wasn't happy. He wasn't bubbly. He's just not happy. I mean, let's face it. He came on the back of a performance that it wasn't his best performance ever. But fair play for him to be interviewed, though. Fair play for him to stick his hand up and to be interviewed. But I just can't see. I don't know. It's a hard one, isn't it? We've got Andrew Reynolds come back on. He's gone for Edison, Cancelo, Garcia, Laporte, Zinchenko, De Bruyne, Foden, Silva, Sterling, Braff, and Mahrez. Wow, Braff. Don't think that's going to happen, mate. But yeah, I can kind of see. I can kind of see where you're going with that, buddy.
Yeah, I can't see it at all. I mean, he's not even. I don't think Braff's even made a bench yet, has he? In a cup game
I don't think trading that much.
Yeah.
What's the likelihood of Doyle making a bit of an appearance?
Yeah. I think they certainly will. Final game of the season, right, against Norwich. I mean, I know you should always be playing to win games, but surely that game against Norwich, everyone's going to be playing on reserves, right? Because they want to make sure that they're fit for the Real Madrid game. So I can see the Harwood Bellises, the Doyles, etc.
I just want to see Carson play. I'm sick of seeing his name on the bloody team sheet, nicking a wage. Jesus, he's earned more sitting on the bench at City than I will in a lifetime. Lucky twat.
I've had an interesting one here by Ryan Fields, and I need to put this out there because it is very out there. Jesus needs to go. Who agrees?
No.
Get stuffed.
Ryan, mate, I don't think you're gonna get one of us agreeing with that. Liv?
No.
Yeah, no. Listen, mate, I don't think you're right there, pal. You might not think he's good enough, but in what position? I don't think he's. I don't know. I don't think he's good enough to be a striker. I've said that. I even though I think he is a striker, even though Dan disagrees with me. But I don't want to get rid of him. I think his scoring record's prolific. When he's done well, he scored some great goals. The other goal again he scored against Bournemouth was a belt, wasn't it? A little hustle to the right and a ball in the bottom right hand corner. Brilliant goal. That great finish.
This is the thing that's getting me. I know we're trying to steer away from the transfer talk of it, but while we're still talking about Jesus, why are we creating the idea of a problem that we've been struggling with in the first place? And what I mean by that is, give Jesus the left wing position. Every time he's played on the left this season, he's been great. Every time.
Is he left-footed?
I think he's both, to be fair. He's a good dribbler, isn't he?
I think he is both-footed, yeah.
Yeah. But give him the left wing position. Just give it to him. If we sign this Ferran Torres, then we can play off him a little bit. Then we can just go in for an out-and-out striker. We've still got to grow for next season. Why put the striking option off for a season and stick with Aguero and Jesus and know that when it comes to Aguero leaving, we're only going to have Jesus who's ready to play in the Premier League? Why not bleed another striker in with Jesus playing out on the left? And then we've only just got attack at centre forward and centre back to worry about.
Yeah.
Because now we're having to look at wingers to bring in. We don't need any more bloody wingers. We need striker and a centre back. That's all we need.
Exactly.
Just to ask the question, we've seen a lot of rumours on the Manchester Blue page tonight about Nathan Ake. He's been rumoured, as well as Dunk's been rumoured, as well as a few other defenders have been rumoured. What's everyone's opinion on Ake? And potentially a 30 million, 35 million pound signing. 35 million does not sound a lot of money for a Premier League defender. Sorry. What's everyone's thoughts on Ake coming in?
I would actually quite like that, and I'll tell you the reason why. I'm kind of getting a little tired of us going abroad to make these signings, and then these signings take 12 to 18 months to really make themselves, the name. With Ferran Torres, if we end up buying him, we know this is going to be 12 months, 18 months before we see the best of him. At least with someone like Ake, that he is, I don't really want to use the word proven, but he's been there and done it in the Premier League. I bet he's got over 100 appearances. And I think it would actually be good for City to actually buy a player who's actually established rather than buying a player with potential. Particularly if Guardiola's only staying 12 more months. If we bring in a centre back, even if it's Kubalali or this Skriniar, they're gonna take a while to adjust to the Premier League, where you've got Ake, who is probably half the price of those other two I just mentioned. Yeah, and he's a good player.
He's left-sided. Yeah, he can play left back. He can play defensive midfield on the left. There's definitely options there for him. Is he going to be the answer to what we need? Do you know what? He's not done half bad. A season under Pep. I think anybody with a season under Pep, I could turn my hand in the Championship, to be honest.
Yeah.
All the press in the last couple of hours. Bournemouth's Nathan Ake expected to join City, £35 million. Nathan Ake to City, Pep Guardiola's side closed in. That was 6 minutes ago. Nathan Ake expected to join City. This is in the last hour or two. So there's the rumour mill is being churned away somewhere.
I'll take it. Much prefer him over Kubalali, who I think is too old, unproven. And Skriniar, I would really like. I rate him, but they want so much money for him. I would go with Ake and let's see how it goes. But as I've said so many times, can we please sell a centre back before we buy one?
Well, Stones and Otamendi have to be in the shop window now. Are you expecting both of those strikers or one of those strikers to be a City player next season?
I would answer the question, who would I prefer, if to keep one, I would prefer to keep Otamendi. I'm kind of with Liv that I think Stone's head is just gone.
Yeah,
He
I
needs a
agree.
fresh start somewhere.
He does. And do you know what?
Otamendi can always do a job for us.
For John Stone's own sanity,
Yeah.
he needs to go somewhere else. Do you know what? A swap deal with Bournemouth for Nathan Ake would not do either party a bad deal there. Getting John Stones down to Bournemouth, playing that type of football again. Dan, what do you think about?
Depends if they go down.
I still think. You know what? Even if they do, I don't think it'd be a bad thing for him.
I think Stones can rectify his career with a move to Leeds.
Yeah,
I said this the other night.
Leeds.
Yeah, you said that.
That is, he's a Yorkshire lad. Go back. I know he's from Barnsley, not Leeds, but Leeds need a decent centre back. They need someone who's going to stand out from the rest, otherwise they're going straight back down next season. Without doubt, their defence is awful. Stones could make a name for himself.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I really can't.
Be closer to his family, his actual family, rather than his previous relationships, and then he can just get his head sorted out. Go to a place where bring Yorkshire back into it, where everyone's going to love him. He's born and bred in the area, in the region, should I say? It's a marquee signing for Leeds. Everyone's going to be chanting his name. He's going to have the confidence of the fans behind him. Leeds are the type of club where if a player has a bad game, doesn't matter. We'll still be cheering you on the next game. Pull your socks up, crack on with it. And at Leeds, he's going to get game in, game out to find that confidence boost. Yeah, and he can still make a name.
Brilliant shout, that, Dan. And look who the manager is as well. Guardiola thinks Bielsa. He said on BBC this morning that easily the world's best coach. Well, maybe where Guardiola failed, maybe Bielsa can actually take Stones to that next level. And he deserves that chance because he's got all the potential, but his head's gone at City. He needs out. And
he's still only, 25, 26? That's nothing.
25 years. And he's got 2 years left on his contract at Bournemouth.
Oh, okay. I'm on about Stones.
I'm sorry, I thought about Ake. Sorry,
No. Then again, I still wouldn't have Ake.
Leeds give us 50 million for Stones and Harrison, and I know Dan wants Harrison back at City, but I think that's pretty much in the contract that they got promoted. If
Leeds don't go in for Harrison, then they're idiots.
I don't think you'll ever see Harrison playing blue. No. That's the disappointing side of things. So if we can get
the money for him, then
if we can get a couple of million from him, I think
it's Tom, I think I'll please you here. I think it's 12 million.
Yeah,
that we're getting for him if he goes to Leeds.
Bloody hell, is that all?
I think that's the contract. I think it was 12 million if they wanted to sign him permanently.
Wow, right.
They'd be idiots not to go for it.
Yeah, I agree with you. So we're all going for a resounding City win tomorrow night then? Yeah? Yes. Daniel? Yes. Nod head. Yes.
Having some sort of fit.
We're going to hit him for 3 or 4. We're going to do the same against Norwich. We're going to go to the Champions League, all guns blazing, and then we're going to knock Real Madrid out. How do you like them apples? Go on, Liv. Give me some positivity. Yeah, come on.
Right. I'm not obviously I wanted City to win, but well done to Arteta. He's not even been a manager for 6 months, and he's in the final of the FA Cup.
Same thing for Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard has done a brilliant job at Chelsea, which really annoys me.
Next England manager, I'm telling you.
You said this. You called that a few pods ago. Yeah, you called that.
Like, he became the manager in March. He got the virus straight after he started. He was out. He's literally fresh into the job, and he's in the final. Like, good going for him.
Great shout, Liz. What dreams are made of, from his point.
I have a question for you all, and it's for our fans as well. Do you know Where's Wally? You know that Where's Wally? I have a question for you. Where's Juan Couto?
I generally wonder where you were going with that then. There's a moment there I thought we needed to edit this.
Where is he? We signed him on July the 1st. Where the bloody hell is he? We paid 14 million for a right back. Apparently, he's going to be the best right back in the world. Where the bloody hell is he?
I can't answer that. Are we expecting to see him in the first team?
We bloody better do with the money we've spent on him. Because if I see him going to Girona or bloody PSV Eindhoven for 2 years, I'm going to be really annoyed.
Bloody hell. I
Can
can't
he play
stay unless we
left
get rid of Cancelo.
Can he play left back? See, I think the thing is, we're going to have just as much with Yankuto coming in as we are with Cancelo. He'll need just as much time to bed in. He'll need just as much time to get used to Pep's tactics. He'll need just as much time to get used to his playing friends and family that City are behind him. Is he any better than Walker and what's his name?
No.
Other right back. Cancelo. Is he just as better than them? I don't know. Until we see him.
I'd like to see. I just like to know where he is. Is he in Brazil? Is he in Manchester, staying with Gabriel Jesus? Is he what?
As far as I was aware, he's in Manchester. He's been to the training complex a few times, training. Sure, I've seen photos on the City Facebook page of him on bikes and what have you.
Yeah, I've seen. That's like the official pictures and stuff. I don't know if he's actually training yet.
Well,
Dave, that is your job this evening, my friend, or today in America. If you're lucky enough to have time on your side today, the next 7 hours.
It's only, what time are we on here? It's 12:30 here.
And then we'd like a nice 400-word document where Jan Kulto has been in the last 3 weeks, please.
Yeah.
Can you put that together for us in your busy schedule?
I'll see what I can do.
Cheers, pal. Right, let's love you and leave you. Up the Blues. Are we doing a pod tomorrow, guys? Are we doing a live watch along? Are we feeling it, Dave? Are we feeling it?
I might do the usual and tune in at half time and get your.
I'll drop the message to everyone, see if everyone's feeling as positive as I am.
Yeah, you know me. I always say I'll think about it, but I'll bloody be there, even if it's depressing as Arsenal.
You're more than welcome if you want to do a live watch along with me and Dan and just bore people to death. It's amazing. Right, love you, lads. See you soon, guys. Up the Blues.
See you till we die.
Cheers, guys.
All the best.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.